even children, kuna kakitu tunaweza kufanya ili kanisa iweze kumetameta.
Endelea kutazama Capuchin TV, kitambulisho Katoliki.
Hello there and welcome to the Catholic Focus News Briefs, where faith meets facts. I'm Sasha Elizabeth, joined on sign language interpretation by Ken Mwangi. Today, the Catholic Church mourns, and we have a number of stories lined up for you apart from the sad news on Cardinal Pengo's passing, to community issues, boundary disputes, as well as government relief efforts. Stay with us as we unpack each story for you. We begin with the sad news from Tanzania. The Archbishop Emeritus of Dar es Salaam, Polycarp Cardinal Pengo, has passed away. According to an official statement from the Archdiocese of Dar es Salaam, Cardinal Pengo died on the morning of February 19th, 2026 at the Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute in Dar es Salaam. He was 81 years old, a towering figure in the Catholic Church in Africa. Cardinal Pengo served as Archbishop of Dar es Salaam for nearly 3 decades before retiring in 2019. Funeral arrangements are expected to be announced later. More details in our subsequent bulletins. More than 1,000 traders at Githurai Market have been left counting heavy losses after their stalls were demolished overnight in an operation conducted by the Kenya National Highways Authority to pave the way for the construction of a bus park. The demolition, which came just a day after protests by traders, has sparked outrage, with affected business owners accusing the government of failing to provide alternative trading spaces. John Beja reports.
The early morning operation caught many traders off guard, leaving behind heaps of debris where 100 of stalls once stood. Although authorities had issued a pre-vacation notice, traders say no clear resettlement plan was provided before the demolition.
Kenha ndio kuja wafanye hivi ni kitu walizungumzia either mwaka ama miaka 2 imepita. Tukikumbuka vizuri 2022 serikali yenye iko iliambia watu wa Githurai itawapatia alternative. 3 years down the line alternative patikana. Unaambilia watu utawapatia alternative penye wataenda kufanyia biashara zao, na kabla hujawapatia hiyo alternative unakuja kuwafanyia hii madhara.
Many of the affected traders describe the stalls as their only source of income, now destroyed without compensation or relocation.
Hakuna kitu niko nayo, hii ni hasara tupu. Tuliambiwa tunaenda Singapore, sasa saa hii tunaenda Russia. Hata afadhali wangetutafutia kazi tuende huko Russia ukufe ukitafutia watoto kuliko kukufia kwenu na hakuna kitu unapata, ni hasara tupu. Hauna amani kwenu. Tulichagua president tukiwa tunajua vizuri sana ni anaenda kututetea. Sasa tunabomolewa hivi, hatuna jaona hata mbunge amekuja kutusaidia.
Kuna wale uchunga, kuna wale bado mafundi ufanya repair vibanda hapa, kuna wale wauzaji, kuna wenye wanapika chakula hapa, kuna wenye wanapika chai, wenye wanapika kahawa. So hao watu wote maisha yao imefika wapi? Ni kama imefika mwisho. Ni mtu afikirie vile ata start over again. Of which sasa kitu wenye unajua kila mtu ako na skills zake za kufanya kazi. Sasa wewe niambie pahali pengine penye utaenda kufanyia hiyo nini?
They have accused the government of reneging on promises to end forced evictions and protect small-scale businesses.
Wangetupea muda kiasi juu hata kulingana na venye economy ya Kenya iko very low economy. Kwa hivyo wangetupea muda kiasi tukaekae huku tuweze kuendelea na kazi huku. Hakuna mahali watu wengi wanaenda.
By the time of filing this report, heavy police presence had been deployed in the area amid fears of fresh protests along the BC Thika superhighway. Reporting for Catholic Focus, Capuchin TV, I am Philomena Munyoki.
From a dispute over demolitions of the trading spaces, we headed to Western Kenya, where a boundary dispute is escalating between Busia and Bungoma counties over the Changara area in Teso North. The controversy follows claims by Sirisia MP John Waluke that the area falls under Bungoma County, sparking protests from Busia leaders and residents who are now calling on the National Cohesion and Integration Commission NCIC to intervene before tensions rise further. Here is Susan Bulemi with the full report.
Tension is mounting in Changara area of Teso North constituency amid a growing boundary dispute between Busia and Bungoma counties. The row began after Sirisia Member of Parliament John Waluke claimed that the area falls under Sirisia constituency in Bungoma County.
The problem of Sirisia also is about encroaching. I want the minister to take charge and take action about Changara division. Changara is in Bungoma West, Sirisia division. The Senate took action, discussed and deliberated about it, and saw that Changara is in Sirisia, Changara is in Bungoma, not Busia.
However, leaders and residents from Busia County have strongly opposed the claims. Led by Angurai East Ward Representative David Parapara, the residents say government records clearly show that Changara is part of Teso North constituency in Busia County. They accuse leaders from Bungoma of attempting to unlawfully annex the area, a move they say they have resisted on several occasions.
The Assistant County Commissioner for Changara Division is in office rightfully and lawfully. Changara is Teso and will remain Teso today, tomorrow and forevermore. Amen.
Ati hapa ni no man's land. No man's land namna gani? Na hii ni eneo la Angurai East Ward ambayo imekuwa created na IBC.
Residents now fear the standoff could spark ethnic hostility among communities living in the region. They are calling on the National Cohesion and Integration Commission to urgently intervene and resolve the dispute before it escalates further.
Tunawapa kulingana na sheria. Sheria inasema ya kwamba 7 days, 14 days, 21 days. Tunawapa commission hiyo. Tafadhali in the next 14 days. We are demanding for the next 14 days. Waweze kuresolve haya maneno so that mheshimiwa pia akae kwake kwa amani.
Reporting for the Catholic Focus, Capuchin TV, I'm Susan Bulemi.
Well, we hope that relevant authorities will act swiftly to resolve the dispute. Elsewhere, hundreds of families in Mbeere South Embu County are grappling with acute food shortages after the failure of the October to December short rains. Today, the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs, Geoffrey Ruku, toured the drought-hit constituency and led a relief food distribution drive, assuring residents of continued government support.
Under the scorching sun in Mbeere South, residents line up for relief food, a lifeline after months of poor rains and failed harvests. The semi-arid constituency is among areas hit hardest by the October-December short rains, leaving many households in urgent need of assistance. Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruku oversaw the distribution of rice and beans to hundreds of vulnerable families. The CA said the intervention is part of an expanded national response targeting drought-prone and food-insecure regions across the county. assuring residents that the relief efforts will continue as authorities monitor the situation and roll out mitigation measures.
Tukiachia kwamba jamii ya Turkana, ya Ngapra, ya Mijikenda, ya Kalenjin na kona zile zingine ya taifa ya Kenya, pia jamii yetu hii ya Wambere imejumulishwa katika na mipango ya serikali inawekwa pale kwa ile meza. Ndiyo maana tunasimama hapa tunasema ya kwamba kuna mpango ya kuhakikisha kwamba Mbeere South na Mbeere North shinda ya maji itakuwa kitu ya mwisho. Itakuwa kitu ya sahau.
Local leaders welcomed the support, noting that many families have been struggling with dwindling food supplies. Mbeere South has long faced erratic rainfalls, but this season's poor performance has deepened hardship for many households.
Miaka mingi nenda rundi kutoka 1963 mpaka wa leo, shinda kubwa ya jamii ya Wambere imekuwa ni maji. Na ndiyo maana mradi kubwa inaendelea pale. Na ndiyo maana contractor amepatikana wa kuhakikisha kwamba maji ya Kiambere itafika pande ya Kiambere na ifike pande ya Ivrole na pande ya Momenchi.
As distribution wrapped up, the government reaffirmed its commitment to sustain assistance while pursuing longer-term food security solutions.
The government of Kenya has initiated the process of enactment of the National Infrastructure Fund. Pesa ambayo itawekwa pale, ambayo inapatikana katika rasilimali ya Kenya, ya taifa letu la Kenya, and that money is leveraged in the market ili pesa ipatikane ya kuhakikisha kwamba tunaweka miradi ya maji, tunaweka miradi ya mabawa ya maji, na vile vile we are doing recirculation of that water to the farms and the household of the people of Kenya.
Reporting for Capuchin TV, Catholic Focus, I'm John Beja.
Former Migori Governor Okoth Obado has made a final push for his acquittal in the high-profile murder trial of university student Sharon Otieno. In detailed submissions before the High Court, Obado argues that the prosecution failed to establish a case beyond reasonable doubt, insisting there is no direct evidence linking him to the 2018 killing. Obado, alongside his two co-accused, has denied the charge as the long-running trial now moves closer to judgment. Gifted Raparlo reports on the defense final arguments.
In a final submission filed by his lead counsel, Senior Counsel Kioko Kilukumi, the defense argued the case against Obado is based on suspicion arising from his admitted intimate relationship with the late university student Sharon Otieno.
Mr. Ezekiel Award is present for the victim's family. Present. Hello. My name is Kilukumi. I appear for the first accused, together with Miss Mwanzia.
Sharon Otieno was killed on the night of September 3rd and 4th, 2018, and her body was later found near River Owade in Homa Bay County. A post-mortem showed she died from a severe bleeding caused by penetrating injuries, with additional evidence of strangulation. She was about 28 weeks pregnant at the time.
But diligently in the letter of 19th, we have indicated that once we are in possession of those documents, we will supply the same to court and to all the parties.
Obado is jointly charged with his former personal assistant Michael Juma Oyamo and former Migori County Clerk Kasipul Ojwang Obiero. The three denied the murder charge in January 2025 that the court acquitted them on a separate charge relating to the unborn child, but placed them on their defense over Sharon Otieno's killing.
The second accused counsel has stated that the accused person has said that we can proceed with the highlighting. My lady, the only problem is that we have nothing from the accused person telling us that at this late stage. On my front, unless I get other directions, I'm a bit hesitant to proceed.
While acknowledging a relationship with Otieno, Obado admitted a DNA result showing a 99% probability that he was the father of the unborn child. However, the defense told the court that the relationship was neither secret nor a motive for murder. Obado said he had been supporting Otieno's family financially, including meeting her upkeep and medical expenses.
That will propose to court that we can dispense with his presence, because today's session is simply to highlight submissions. Either we dispense with his presence, my lady, even as we highlight on his behalf.
The defense further argued that the two had reached an understanding and any alleged motive attributed to public disclosure had been resolved.
My lady, the only issue I have at the moment is that we don't have the sentiments of the accused person, even in writing or even on virtual, so that technically we'll be proceeding with a hearing when he's not present.
Already I have clearly indicated to court that the accused is still in hospital even as we speak. And I have named that hospital. The prosecution, through the investigative agencies, can establish whether the second accused is indeed in that hospital. But to ask a sick person to write a letter when they are on their sick bed, that is the most absurd thing about this one.
The court is expected to deliver judgment at a later date. Reporting for Catholic Focus, I'm Gifted Rapalo. It is a case that has gripped the nation for years, and as we wait for the final judgment, with bated breath, we hope and pray that the slain university student Sharon Otieno will be served with justice alongside her unborn baby. That's all for today's Catholic Focus News. I'm Asasha Elizabeth, and with interpretation of sign language by Ken Mwangi, we thank you for joining us on this Catholic Focus News Briefs. Just a reminder that Cardinal Pengo Polycarp has gone to be with the Lord, and of course we will be following closely that story and bringing you details about preparations for the burial from the neighboring country in Tanzania. And as we do that, we look closely into the legacy and the life that he lived, and may his soul rest in eternal peace. May God grant comfort to his family, the church, and all who mourn his passing. Stay blessed, stay informed, and let faith guide every step of yours.
Keep watching Capuchin TV, your staunchly Catholic identity channel. You are watching Capuchin TV. For any complaints, comments, or compliments on our programming, you can either write to us on info@capuchintv.co.ke, or you can call us directly on 0717 424 866. Your complaint shall be addressed within 7 days. Remember to keep a copy of your communication with us. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your Catholic